The world is usually told through a Eurocentric view. For example, the age of exploration in 1000 AD till about the 14, 15, 1600s, which the age of exploration talks about how the Westerners traveled all around the globe, with Vasco da Gama traveling through the coast of Africa all the way to India, or Christopher Columbus traveling from Europe all the way to the Americas, or the Portuguese traveling all the way to Japan. What is not mentioned is there's a bunch of explorers who first came up with the idea way before these explorers did. Joao Rodriguez, the one who traveled to Japan, Vasco da Gama, the one who traveled around India, and Christopher Columbus, the one who traveled to America, didn't just come up with the idea out of nowhere. 100 years before them, which is not a coincidence, it's so close to their history, a man named Ibn Battuta traveled from North Africa to West Africa to East Africa. And from East Africa, he traveled to the Middle East, through India, through Russia, and through other places, ending up in Hangzhou in China. This is 100 years earlier than any of these other people when they traveled. And not to mention that 100 years after, or a couple years, like 90 or 50 years after, a Chinese explorer by the name of Zheng He traveled through the coast of Asia, through like places like the Filipino Islands and India, all the way to East Africa. And then you have an attempt by the West Africans to travel west, which the results of that are unknown. But this is the full, at least the full understanding we have today of exploration, or the era of exploration, because this happened within 300 years of each other, all these explorations, and it never had been done before. There's, of course, earlier explorations than this, like when ancient Rome or ancient Greece was trying to find ancient China, and they kept having mishaps. They never actually found each other until later. Until way later.